to my channel. Evelyn. Hi. Mwah. Mwah. So Megan Boswell is back in court again. Nothing really too interesting. I'll play a clip from it. They're just trying to reset the hearing, reschedule the hearing. They do it through Zoom. There's a couple funny parts though. Because of the delay on the Zoom, the judge and her lawyer, they just keep having these moments where he's like, no, go ahead. So they both start talking at the same time, because by the time the one hears it, the other one is already saying something else. And I don't know, it's just a funny little situation that happens. Okay, let me read you a part of this article so you can kind of understand what this court appearance is about. So Megan Boswell, a Blumpville woman being held on a charge of filing a false report, is scheduled to appear in Sullivan County Court at 9 a.m. Friday. Megan's 15-month-old daughter, Evelyn Boswell, was found dead weeks into a convoluted search that began when her grandfather reported her missing, which even then was months after the little girl was last seen. The investigation spurred an Amber Alert in February that drew national attention and involved the FBI as the girl's relatives told conflicting and changing stories to police. Megan Boswell, authorities say, had made a series of false claims about the child's whereabouts, including falsely accusing her mother Angela Boswell of taking Evelyn to a campground in Virginia. She also claimed, falsely according to the authorities, she was pregnant again. Megan Boswell was arrested for making a false police report. She remains in Sullivan County Jail. During the investigation, authorities also filed a car theft charge against Angela Boswell and her boyfriend William McLeod. They were arrested on the vehicle charge as a way to get them behind bars for questioning. Both have since been released. Sullivan County District Attorney General Barry Stabos told Knox News in April that his office received permission from the Tennessee Supreme Court to present the false reporting case to a grand jury. He would not say whether prosecutors plan to present any additional evidence related to the toddler's death. Also, I don't know if you guys were in my last live, but I was talking about how they named a person of interest in the case. They named multiple persons of interest. So, let me read you a couple parts of this article. It just makes me wonder, who are the multiple persons? I think Hunter's one of them. I really do. And this one article makes it seem like Megan's not even one of them. See what you guys think about it. I'll read you a part of it. So it says, Tennessee authorities say that there are multiple persons of interest in connection with Tennessee toddler 2-year-old Evelyn Boswell, who was found dead in March at a family member's rural property. Evelyn's body was found on property off the 500 block of Muddy Creek Road in Sullivan County on March 6th. The property belongs to Megan Boswell's father, Tommy Boswell Sr. So there are some people that think Tommy Boswell Sr. might be one of the persons of interest. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of highly unlikely because he was the one that reported Evelyn missing. But I guess that does happen, though. The person that actually does it could report the person, making it, they might think, oh, well, they wouldn't suspect me. I'm the one that reported it. So who knows? I guess we'll find out. So it says property records show that Megan Boswell's mother and stepmother also own the property. Oh, so Angela and her stepmother. So maybe is Tommy Boswell Sr. married again? So they all own the property? Huh. I thought it was just Tommy Boswell Sr. that owned it. Okay. A month prior to finding Evelyn, authorities arrested Megan Boswell after she allegedly changed her story every single time authorities spoke to her, which ultimately hindered the investigation. Every time we talk to her, her story changes, Sullivan County Sheriff Jeff Cassidy said. I'm serious when I say every single time. Boswell has not been a suspect in connection with her daughter's death, but she remains behind bars on charges of giving false information. So wow, they haven't officially charged her in the connection of her daughter's death. So they're probably still gathering evidence, but wonder who the other multiple persons of interest are. So multiple person of interest. Earlier this week, News Channel 7 reported that authorities had a person of interest in the case. But Siebel explained on Friday that they have multiple persons of interest and have nothing new to share in the case. There have been persons of interest during the entire investigation, Siebel told CBS 8. The local news outlet that reported that there is a person of interest did so upon just simply asking if there is a person of interest while conducting an interview with one of our investigators. We have no new information to share in the investigation. The investigation remains active with investigators working on it. So I guess this is a little misleading. It sounds like that news reporter that came out that there was a person of interest, it was kind of misleading because it's not... The way I'm taking it is Siebel is the sheriff's office captain, and he basically says they've had persons of interest the entire case, so it was kind of misleading when the news reporter asked them if they had a person of interest. They said yes, and then the news reporter reported this new person of interest when Siebel's making it seem like there's not a new person of interest. There's always been persons of interest. The report was kind of misleading, I guess, so I even took it that way when I first read it. It seemed like they were saying there was a new person of interest. And the other article is making it seem like there's multiple persons of interest. But Siebel is saying that there's always been persons of interest. So doesn't sound like there's anything new, I guess. Let me know how you guys are taking that. So it says, yeah, we have no new information to share in the investigation. The investigation remains active with investigators working on it. So that's good, because I heard they were not working on it while the whole pandemic was going on, but it sounds like they are still working on it. It sounded like Siebel was saying that Megan Boswell isn't even a suspect in the death of Evelyn. That's kind of surprising, because I thought she was a suspect. I mean, I understand that she's not in jail for the murder yet, because they're building a case and she hasn't been officially charged with it, but they're saying she's not a suspect at this time. So wonder is she gonna be a suspect? I thought she was like the main suspect. I know she's in jail now for false reporting, but I also thought she was a suspect. I guess not. Well, at least not according to Captain Siebel. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. I mean, I think it's only a matter of time where she'll be a suspect, unless if they have information that... Well, obviously they have information that we don't know, but I guess they're not too concerned right now because they have time to build a case, because she's going to be in jail for a while on this false reporting charge. Well, actually, I wonder how long the normal time is for false reporting. Like, how long do you think she will be in jail for that? False reporting, I wouldn't think that would be a really long time, but I guess it is, because she's been in there for a while already, and it doesn't look like she's getting out anytime soon. And the charge was false reporting, so I'm gonna have to look into that and see what the normal sentence is for false reporting. It must be kind of a long sentence, it sounds like. I wouldn't have thought it would be too long, but, well, I guess it could depend on what you're reporting on, like what she was falsely reporting on, and since it's a death, then maybe it's a longer sentence. I don't know. I'm gonna look into it, and if any of you guys know what the typical sentence is for false reporting, let me know. I'm gonna look into it too, though. Okay, so I'll play you a part of that video where Megan appears in court. Well, it's all through Zoom, but here it is.
All right, Ms. Boswell's here in court by video from jail holding. Mr. Sproles is present by video. Teresa Nelson with the District Attorney's Office is present by video. We're here today for an arraignment. However, in reviewing the court file, it appears that the case has not been submitted to the grand jury. General, where are we on the grand jury action?
Your Honor, the state had hoped to have her indicted by today's date. However, the voluminous nature of the file, we've not been able to have that case presented to the grand jury. And for the court's benefit, I know you're not aware, but Mr. Sproles is aware, and he has attempted to view, in my presence, the two of us have attempted to begin reviewing the recorded interviews of the defendant. And Mr. Sproles, I think, would confirm there's more than probably 25 hours of just video interview of the defendant. And it is necessary for me to review all of that material before that case is presented to the grand jury. I have been working on that, but at this point, I'm not quite ready. I think Mr. Sproles would confirm. I mean, it requires multiple hours just to get through one recorded interview.
What's your time frame? What are you thinking? How far out do I need to?
If we could set another appearance date, possibly in June, The goal would be that she would be indicted either on May the 20th or the next grand jury in June.
So that would be we'll set it for June the 19th at 9 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
Judge, that's fine. We would ask to set an earlier date. We'd like the court to take a second look at her bond in light of the situation here with the how long it's taken to complete the investigation. So if we can have an earlier date, we'll have a bond motion filed with our reasons for the court to review it.
How long do you need to get that filed?
Judge, I drafted it this week, but I want to tweak it a little bit. So I can have it filed early next week.
Judge, would it be possible for us to, if we do set an earlier date, for it to be after that May 20th date? That's the next, I think that's the next grand jury.
I'm going to leave it on June 19th right now.
That's fine.
But I'll set a bond, just set a bond motion for May the 28th. That's a good. At 9 o'clock.
And Your Honor, I would just ask that it be filed close enough in time so I have time to respond.
Mr. Sproles, you said you'll get that filed next week?
I'll file it next week.
Okay. All right.
I will. Like I said, I've drafted most of it. I just need to review it. And I think I was muted earlier, but I confirmed what General Nelson was saying. We started watching those videos together, but it's just time consuming.
All right. Okay. So Mr. Sproles, you'll
judge one other issue.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Judge.
I was going to say, you'll have
one other issue that we may.
No, you go, and then I'll talk.
Go ahead, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Sproles will have
one other issue is on the. I'm not going to say anything else.
You'll have your motion amended motion to rehear the bond hearing filed no later than May 15th. We'll have the bond hearing on May 28th. If she's not indicted on that day, we'll have the arraignment for June the 19th. Those court dates are all at 9 o'clock. Now, what were you saying? One other issue is what?
Judge, one other issue is on the order, the protective order that was filed under seal. The court interlineated an additional part of that I'd like to address, but that may be something we need to do in chambers since it's filed under seal.
All right, if you want to file something for me to look at.
Okay, I'll do it that way.
Yeah.
Is that pleading, Judge? Will that pleading be filed under seal since it references something that you have placed under a protective order?
Yes.
So I'll just tell the clerks when I
have them
file
make
it,
a copy so I can look at it and file it under seal. Okay. Anything else?
No, Judge.
No, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Boswell. That's all for today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Wait a minute. Did she just roll her eyes? at the judge, basically, when she said, "Thank you, Your Honor," and then as she was standing up, it looked like she rolled her eyes. I'm going to replay that in slow motion and zoom in, see a little bit more closely her rolling her eyes at the judge.